Hey guys, it's Melanie. Happy Sunday. Welcome back to another round of candle reviews. We've got 3 different reviews going up today. Up first, we have this HomeWorx Congrats fragrance. I am also going to do a review of my experience with the recently re-released Farm Stand Trio. I did have the original ceramics when they were first released back in, I think those came out in 2018, but I dug those out. So I've got a cute little display. I thought it might be kind of fun to take you guys through my thoughts on if anything had changed about the fragrances over the years, because it's been a while since these have come out. So yeah, I thought I'd go ahead and re-review those particular scents. Typically, I don't re-review candles just because, you know, like if you've talked about it once, it's probably gonna, for the most part, be the same each time it's released. But this one's kind of long awaited and it just is kind of a special trio. So, and then lastly, I have just a sort of random Kringle review to share. So we're gonna tack that on at the end of the day. Anyway, let's get going with the HomeWorx Congrats candle. And before I get into my thoughts on this one, I did want to just point out that someone in the Facebook HomeWorx candle community group had a kind of scary experience with this particular scent. I don't know exactly what all the details are around this particular situation, but essentially one of her wicks shifted quite dramatically to one side of the jar and basically cracked the jar and caused some scorch marks, which is super scary because obviously that can lead to an increased fire danger. It can also make a mess if the wax goes pouring out the side, you know, all that liquefied wax. Luckily, this person caught it pretty quickly and was able to blow the candle out. Again, I don't know all the ins and outs of the situation. It looks like the candle was just recently maybe lit, and it looked like maybe that wick had traveled over during a previous burn and then was relit. So just really, it's unfortunate, but with this season's HomeWorx candles, there are just wick problems. There's no way around that. It is something that a lot of people are dealing with. I'm not having the struggles that some people are having, but it is a very well recognized problem. And if you're going to choose to purchase and burn a lot of these spring candles, just make sure you keep an eye on them. Make sure you keep an eye on any candle that you're burning. I mean, no candle should ever be left unattended. I don't really burn candles upstairs unless I'm actively like doing stuff upstairs, like cleaning the bathrooms, or otherwise I am downstairs for the bulk of my day. So most of my candles get burned down here because I can keep a better eye on them. So just a reminder about candle safety. Every once in a while, something happens that is just sort of a good reminder for the rest of us to be vigilant and mindful. This is a super fun hobby. You know, candles are this kind of fun, frivolous thing that a lot of us do as a hobby because they smell good. It's fun. It's fun to get excited about the different fragrances and, you know, all the packaging, all that stuff. But they're not entirely free of, you know, danger. You have to be mindful. So just a gentle reminder to make sure that when you leave the house, you blow your candles out and that you trim your wicks, that you pay attention if wicks shift or move. Don't light that candle up again. I know there are some people who do not believe that you should have to purchase a candle crock or a candle lamp. I don't think you should have to either. If you want to burn a candle, you should be able to burn it. But also at the same time, you know, when candles are more difficult to burn, it is good to be able to still get some life out of a candle, even if it's giving you problems while it's being lit. You know, maybe you don't repurchase that particular one in the future because you had a bad experience with it, but at least it allows you to finish the candle and get whatever money you can out of it, essentially. Okay, all that being said, and making sure that everybody is, you know, I think it's good to just remind people to be mindful every now and then. Let's talk about Congrats. I've already reviewed the other one, which was called Cheers. And if you missed that review, I will link it down below. I don't know that I have a favorite between the two fragrances. I think I like them both equally. I think they're both kind of yummy, delicious fragrances, but they're very light. Especially these two candles, they're just very, very light. And we'll talk about strength and throw in a minute. But the fragrances themselves are great. Like if Harry came out with both of these again as repackages, I would not be mad about it. I happen to like these fragrances. And your fragrance notes on this one are cotton candy, sugar plum, confetti, raspberry, sparkle, and velvet cream. This is just a very classic, sweet, sugary cotton candy scent. It does have those raspberry notes in there for sure. It's like a raspberry cotton candy, but it does have a creaminess to it, which sort of tones down a lot of that like cloying sweetness that cotton candy can have sometimes. As far as sugar plum, I don't know what sugar plum confetti is. I'm sure they're just talking about the sugar plum note. I don't really get a ton of that in here. It's more of that like just raspberry sweet cotton candy with sort of a creamy, like almost like a creamy vanilla base running through it. It's not a super complex scent, but it's a nice scent. It's very feminine and fun. I've enjoyed it, but I've only enjoyed it when I've been like right next to it. And so for that reason, I've actually burned this candle mostly here in my entryway because I've been getting the best performance out of it that way. And I have been using the luminary, the glass that goes on top of this Crate and Barrel Ellery Hurricane. I will link this down below. There is a less expensive option available through Belk that a lot of people have been purchasing. I would say if you want the Belk version to order the larger one. The smaller one does not fit the Homeworx quite as well. The Ellery from Crate and Barrel, while more expensive, allows a little bit more room for airflow. So I personally did not get the Belk one and went for this one because that was just, I just like a little bit more airflow around the candles, but either one is a great option. But with the Hurricane, this one is doing much better, and it has to be here in the entryway because otherwise I don't really smell it very well. The strength of this is maybe about a 4 just on its own. In the Hurricane, it's more of like a 5. Still not great. That's not what I want from my Homeworx. I would really prefer more of like a 7, 8, 9 from my Homeworx, which is where I'm used to them being normally. And the throw is also in the crock, sorry, not in the crock, in the Hurricane, it's more of a 5. And that is also in my fragrance vortex. So the airflow here is kind of throwing this a lot further than it just would naturally travel on its own. If I didn't have it in the Hurricane and didn't have it in this location, the throw would probably be more of like a 3.5. It really doesn't travel far on its own. It needs some help. And I know a lot of people are not willing to babysit candles in any kind of way. And so if that is you, this is not the candle for you to pick up. I think you're not going to be very happy with it. So definitely skip it. For me, I don't think I'm going to repurchase this one this year. I really quite like the scent, and I would definitely repurchase it if it came around again. But I want to see the strength and the throw amped up before I do that, because I just the way that I am, I prefer a higher strength and throw. It's just my own personal thing. But you know, there are some people that like and prefer lighter scents. And if that's you, this might be the candle for you to check out. I hope this review was helpful. I wish that I could have been like, you know, 2 thumbs up, yes, run out and get it. But it's been really hard to do that with the HomeWorx candles this season. I have to be honest with you guys. I used to get so excited about the HomeWorx and used to just want everyone to be able to try them. But it's been hard this year. So many people have had so many different kinds of issues. And, you know, every candle company, I guess I should say, is gonna have duds from time to time. And I think this has not been a great season for HomeWorx. While a lot of the fragrances have been amazing, just the scents themselves, the performance has been really rough. And, you know, with the price increase, I think it's just rubbing a lot of people the wrong way. And I just hope that whatever issues are currently happening are resolved before the fall and holiday candles start coming out, because I think if there's another season like this, there's going to be a lot of people who are going to revolt, and it bums me out, because this is still one of my favorite brands despite all of the stuff. You know, I still love them, and maybe that makes me a fool, but I don't know. Everybody sort of has their companies that are their go-tos. This is one of mine. But I do see a lot of room for improvement, and I hope that the positive changes are coming myself as well. So if you have this one, will you let me know what your experience is down below? There's no burn issue here, by the way. It's burned down just fine, but yeah, it's the strength on the throw once again. Please subscribe if you're new, and stay tuned for the other candle reviews coming up later on today. Take care. Toodaloo.